Welcome back to my channel. Today, I would like to talk about 19 reasons George Strait is a legend in country music. In country music, you've got stars, you've got superstars, and then you've got George Strait. With 60 number one hits, more than any artist in any genre, he's not just a singer, he's the benchmark. Let that sink in for a second. But the numbers, as staggering as they are, only tell part of the story. Today we're breaking down 19 reasons, from the songs to the moments that defined a generation, that prove that George Strait is the undisputed king of country music. Number 19, the Pure Country soundtrack. Back in 1992, George Strait wasn't just a singer anymore. He was a full-blown movie star. While the film Pure Country did all right at the box office, the soundtrack was a different beast altogether. It became a cultural phenomenon and Strait's best-selling album, selling over 6 million copies and securing his spot in living rooms across America. The album gave us massive hits like Heartland and a little song that would become one of the most iconic love ballads in country history. We'll get to that one later. Number 18, Let's Fall to Pieces Together. This 1984 chart topper is the perfect showcase of George Strait's early mastery of the classic country waltz. It's a perfect example of his ability to take a familiar theme, two heartbroken people finding comfort in each other, and serve it up with the maximum twang and a little bit of wit. The song became a jukebox staple for anyone nursing a broken heart in a honky-tonk. At the time when country was leaning heavily into pop, this was a blast of pure traditional goodness. Number 17. From day one, what you saw was what you got. The pressed Wranglers, the crisp shirt, and the cowboy hat weren't a costume. They were his uniform. As Nashville pushed for pop crossover acts in the 1980s, Strait was digging his heels in, pioneering what came to be known as the neo-traditional country style. He looked and sounded like a real cowboy, bringing an authenticity back to the mainstream that fans didn't even know they were craving. Number 16, the Ace in the Hole Band. A king is nothing without his court, and for George Strait, that's always been the Ace in the Hole band. But here's a fun fact. He didn't hire them. They hired him. Back in 1975, the band, then called Stony Ridge, posted flyers at Southwest Texas State University looking for a singer. A young agricultural science major named George Strait answered the ad, and the rest is history. They've been his touring and recording band ever since, a testament to loyalty and a crucial part of his signature sound. Number 15, Love Without End, Amen. Released in 1990, this wasn't just another hit. It was a blockbuster. It became Strait's first single to do more than just visit the top of the charts, staying at number one for a remarkable 5 weeks. The story of a father's unconditional love, which then becomes a story of God's love, hit listeners right in the heart, making it one of his most cherished and enduring songs. Number 14, the enigmatic persona. In an age of constant oversharing, George Strait has always been a bit of a mystery. He rarely gives interviews, preferring to let the music do the talking for him. This wasn't some marketing ploy, it was just who he is. He's a family man who loves his music, his ranch, and his privacy. That quiet confidence and refusal to play the celebrity game only made his legend grow. It made him feel more genuine, more real. Number 13, King of the Rodeo. Strait's connection to the rodeo world is as real as it gets. His life on the family cattle ranch and his passion for team roping weren't just hobbies. They're woven into the fabric of his identity. This connection found its biggest stage at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. He first played there in 1983 as a last-minute fill-in and has since performed for over 1.7 million fans. In 2019, he set an all-time attendance record for an event in NRG Stadium with 80,108 fans. While that specific record was later broken, his legacy there is untouchable. Number 12. Well, excuse me, but I think you've got my chair. It's one of the most legendary opening lines in country music. Written by the powerhouse duo of Dean Dillon and Hank Cochran, the song is a masterclass in storytelling. It's a one-sided conversation where a guy smooth talks his way into a dance, a drink, and maybe a ride home. Released in 1985, it hit number 1 and showed off Strait's incredible talent for inhabiting a character and telling a complete story in under 30 minutes. And here's a little tidbit. The song has no chorus, which makes its success even more impressive. Number 11. You'll often hear that George Strait didn't write most of his hits. He's even joked about being lazy with songwriting. But that doesn't take away from his legend. It adds to it. Strait's real genius is his ear for a great song. He has an almost supernatural ability to find songs that sound like they were written just for him. He launched the careers of iconic songwriters like Dean Dillon and Jim Lauderdale, who knew that getting a song cut by George Strait was the ultimate stamp of approval. We're just cracking the top 10, and the reasons just keep getting bigger. If you believe George Strait is the king, or hey, even if you're just starting to come around, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. And let us know in the comments what's your all-time favorite George Strait song. Number 10, the 30-year top 10 streak. Consistency is what separates the stars from the legends, and no one, and I mean no one, has been more consistent than George Strait. He is the only artist in the history of music in any genre to land a top 10 hit every single year for 3 straight decades. From his breakout in the 1980s through the country boom in the 90s and into the 21st century, not a single year went by without George Strait or King George ruling the top of the charts. Number 9, All My Exes Live in Texas. This isn't just a song, it's practically a worldwide anthem. Released in 1987, this Western swing tune quickly became a number 1 smash and one of his most recognized songs. Its clever lyrics and impossibly catchy melody have made it a go-to at karaoke bars and dance halls from the San Antonio to Sydney. It's just pure fun, and it perfectly captures the playful boot scootin' side of his music. Number 8. For all his insane success, a Grammy Award for the studio album stayed just out of reach for decades. That all changed in 2009 when his album Troubadour finally snagged the award for Best Country Album. It was long overdue a nod from the Recording Academy. The album gave us the beautiful hit I Saw God Today, proving that even decades into his career, Strait could still deliver songs that were both monster hits and critical darlings. Number 7, his influence on modern country. You really can't talk about modern country without tipping your hat to George Strait. Artists like Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, and Clint Black all point to Strait as the one who paved the way for the neo-traditional wave of the 80s and 90s. Garth himself has said that hearing Unwound in 1981 is what made him want to be a country singer. And you can still hear his DNA in today's artists like Chris Stapleton and Midland, who are carrying that traditional country torch. Number 6, the Cowboy Rides Away Tour. When the king decides it's time to hang up his touring hat, you know he's going to do it big. His farewell, the Cowboy Rides Away Tour, was nothing short of monumental. The final show on June 7th, 2014 at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, brought in a jaw-dropping 104,793 fans. That didn't just break a record, it shattered the North American indoor concert attendance record, a title the Rolling Stones had held since 1981. The show was a 3-hour star-studded celebration and a fitting end to an incredible touring career. Number 5, I Cross My Heart. Remember that iconic love ballad from Pure Country? Well, this is it. I Cross My Heart became more than just a number 1 hit. It became the wedding song for an entire generation. It has sold millions of copies and has been the soundtrack for countless first dances, proposals, and anniversaries. The song's simple, powerful promise of lifelong love, delivered with that signature Strait sincerity, is absolutely timeless. Number 4, over 100 million records sold. Let's get back to the numbers for a second, because they're just mind-boggling. George Strait has sold more than 100 million records across the globe, making him one of the most best-selling music artists of all time. In the United States, he's the 12th best-selling album artist ever and holds more gold and platinum albums than any other country artist in history. This isn't just a successful run, it was total domination for decades. Number 3, Amarillo by Morning. This might just be the most quintessential George Strait song. And here's the wild part. It never hit number 1. Peaking at number 4 in 1983, Amarillo by Morning is the perfect rodeo ballad, telling the story of a down-on-his-luck cowboy who's broke but living for the ride. From the iconic fiddle intro to the line, I ain't rich, but Lord, I'm free, the song is the heart and soul of the cowboy spirit. It's consistently hailed as one of the greatest country songs of all time. Number 2, the record for most CMA wins. It's one thing for fans to love you. It's another to be consistently honored by your peers. George Strait holds the record for the most nominations in CMA Awards history with 83, and he's taken home the prize 17 times. He was named CMA Entertainer of the Year in 1989, 1990, and then again in 2013, a win that bridged generations and proved his relevance wasn't going anywhere. Simply put, no one has been more celebrated by the industry itself. Number one, 60 number one hits. This is it, the crown jewel, the untouchable record. 60 number one singles across all major trade charts. It's a feat that no other artist in any genre of music has ever matched. 44 of those topped the main Billboard Hot Country Songs chart, which is also a record. This just isn't a statistic, it's a monument to a career built on quality, consistency, and a connection to the heart of country music that may never be seen again. It's the single best reason that when you talk about the greatest of all time, the conversation starts and ends with one name. George Strait didn't just sing songs, he defined a sound, an attitude, an era. He stood his ground, stayed true to himself, and built a legacy that's as wide and authentic as the Texas sky he calls home. He is, and forever will be, the king. What's your favorite memory tied to a George Strait song? Share it in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives on country's biggest legends. Thanks for watching.